Costa Rica news today. That's my topic for today's video. I'm excited to share with you what I found out, information for Costa Rica travelers and also for Costa Rica expat. Everyone who is thinking about being in Costa Rica, then you want to hear May 5, the news that I received at this moment. I have it in my hand and I will be sharing it. It's about mandatory COVID vaccines and about COVID in general, and I'm here to update you. That's my mission on the channel. By the way, if you're brand new, then I want to warm welcome you. I'm happy that you found my video and I hope you find a lot of value in this video, but also in all my other videos. Feel free to scroll here on my channel and click my other videos, and in that button there is a little icon. If you tap it and hit the bell icon, you receive a notification every time I upload a new video. That might serve you if you know, because all my videos are related to Costa Rica living and Costa Rica travel, everything related to Costa Rica actually. So I find it very important to update everyone. Well, let's start with myself. I find it very important to update myself about what's going on. I moved to Costa Rica in 2018. I lived here as a tourist. Now I applied for residency. I'm getting more and more embedded in Costa Rica as a long-term expat, but I feel very, very a part of the Costa Rica. I feel responsible to be a positive influence for Costa Rica. That's one of my reasons to share my videos. But yeah, I'm more and more updating myself about what's going on, because everything that happens here related to COVID is my concern as well. And if you missed my other video, I've had COVID. I was sick for about a month. I made another video about it. You will see it somewhere on the channel. But I'm gonna update you the Costa Rica news today, that I'm gonna read it. I'm actually reading it from the Tico Times. I'm not sure if you can see my screen. I don't think so. I think you see the palm trees. Tico, that's because my screen is black. Tico Times is one of the best resources for daily news. And here it shares today, May 5, 2021. Down here you see it. It's dated, I don't know if you can see it, today. May 5 news. Costa Rica receives the largest shipment of COVID vaccines. Now, what are they saying more about it? So my first concern was, are the vaccines mandatory? I receive all these questions about vaccinations, mandatory, yes or no. Stick with me till the end of my video, because I'm gonna tell you how that's arranged here. And it's something you want to know. A lot of people are sensitive for vaccinations. A lot of people have lots of reasons not wanting the vaccines, the mandatory vaccines for COVID, and a lot of people cannot wait to have their vaccination, right? So there's a lot to say about it. I'm striving to be super neutral and to serve you with the best information. So what are they saying? Costa Rica receives largest shipment of COVID vaccines. Costa Rica received a shipment of 124,020 Pfizer-BioNTech coronavirus vaccines on Tuesday night, yesterday night, and has been delivered 1.38 million total doses from that pharmaceutical and the COVAX mechanism. That's a lot. The Social Security Fund, the CAHA, reports 950,252 total doses applied, which represents 75% of the total vaccines received by Costa Rica through last week. There are some numbers about how many people were vaccinated. In December, that was 55. In January, 48,000 people. In February, 221,000 people. In March, 234,000 people. And in April, exact number who are vaccinated, not mandatory, but free, 565,897 people vaccinated with the COVID vaccine. Now, in May, a higher entry of vaccines is expected than in April, which will lead to an increase in the application of doses, the presidency said in a statement. So more than 16% of the Costa Rican population that needs to be vaccinated already has at least one dose of a vaccine per government figures. So basically, what the government's also saying, the government of the Republic insists on its call to abide by sanitary measures, social distancing, respect for social bubbles, and hand washing, the presidency said. In this way, between all of them, the increase in COVID-19 infections will be flattened and we will avoid the saturation of the hospital services. So this is what happened recently. This is what's happening. There was a big spike of COVID patients who were hospitalized. So the beds were getting full, which is a scary thought. Honestly, when I found out I had COVID, so first of all, my symptoms didn't show anything about COVID in the first 7 to 8 days. It looked like a big migraine. I had headaches, nothing related to the other symptoms until it started to change. I had like this cough, etc., etc. So I tested myself at the 11th day that I felt sick of my symptoms. And then I found out at the 12th day I was COVID positively tested. Now, where was I going with that? I was glad knowing back then that if necessary, so I live at a peninsula far away from San Jose, well, far away, it's a half an hour flight when the weather allows it, or half a day of travel, right? So yeah, that's not a place where you instantly can be late at night or when you need it. So I was concerned, do I need do I get respiration problems? I kept it for myself. I didn't spread panic, but gladly I'm strong and healthy enough to just survive this COVID disease as, a heavy flu, which it actually is. And it didn't affect my family or me in health problems later. So we're all, my husband already suffered from COVID symptoms. We all are better now, right? Fully recovered. So what the government is striving to by vaccinating people on a voluntary basis, so no one is pushed whatsoever. Still, who knows how long that's gonna last. The government is increasing, flattening in getting more patients taking hospital beds, because all the hospitals were really busy, and they had no capacity. Sometimes I have this English block. There was no beds left. So that was serious news that I heard myself while I was already recovered. So there's a lot of people asking me, Muriel, I'm so afraid that I'm making my plans to move to Costa Rica like you did, and for this and this reason we cannot be vaccinated. Like, people have autistic kids or have health issues or have important reasons to take seriously for not taking the vaccine. Tell me please, is what they ask me. Can I still come to Costa Rica not being vaccinated? Okay, at this point, you're free to go. You're free to come. Green light. Come to Costa Rica. You don't even need a COVID negative test to enter Costa Rica. Yes, you do need mandatory travel insurance, which I shared in all my other COVID and Costa Rica related videos in the description below that video. But so far, this is what I found out. And I'm actually, because this is also new, the people that I know, my friends and connections here, I was actually curious how everyone would respond to the freedom of choice to be vaccinated or not, right? And to my big surprise, more people who are literally saying, yeah, vaccinate me now. I'm ready. I was ready yesterday. Please do it. I'm so afraid to be sick and not getting over that flu symptoms than for the vaccine. So this is one thing that I found out. Other people say, older people, they say, please vaccinate me now. I don't freaking care about the unfamiliar side effects because this vaccine is so young. I am 65 plus, so in 20 years I'm 85 plus, probably already gone. So I'm not worried. I'm worried about getting COVID at an intense level, that I die because of respiration problems and all the side effects and the effects of COVID on people with health issues. So to my biggest surprise, a lot of people are pro vaccinations here. But there's also a group, they're also called, in other people's words, not in mine, the rebels. There are people living here because they hate vaccines in any ways. There's also stories going that there are doctors writing false vaccination reports. I am not sure about it. It's just rumors. But I'm just saying there is people who are anti-vaccines in general. But there's also people who are just very cautious, who are young or in the midst of their lives, who are very cautious about just being open for a vaccine that's pretty young in development, that no one has really been able to measure any side effects. I am part of that group. I'm young, healthy. I'm in the midst of my life, so to say. And now I am vaccinated. My kids are vaccinated for kids' disease, standard vaccinations, right? So my kids were green light for the international school that I went to for mandatory kids' disease vaccinations. I am not anti that. Before we left the Netherlands to move to Costa Rica, we vaccinated ourselves for everything, every kids' disease, and also hepatitis and stuff, like vaccination you need for long-term traveling. I was like, yeah. But those vaccines are pretty established in a way that side effects are well known. We could just decide if it's better to take a vaccine against getting a serious disease or not, and we decided to do it. But with the COVID-19 vaccine, we're very hesitant. Like, let's wait a little longer, as long as we're not called. So we're not like in the system of risks group. We're not in the system of the most elderly. I'm not working in healthcare anymore. I did that, by the way. And if you're curious how I escaped my job life and replaced it to living here, there is more in the description below about how my business online is set up. This is the business that I run. This is my office. It doesn't matter if I stand here or when I sit at the beach. This is how I can work 2 to 3 hours per day. That's it. Learn more in the description. But I used to work in the social world and in healthcare, and in that case, if I would have been working here, I would have been called up, or how do you say that? I would have given the choice to be vaccinated. So we're kind of, because we're waiting for residency, we're like in between being boxed in a box, actually. Like, if you have residency, you will be registered as a resident, and then Costa Rica will send you invites for vaccinations and stuff. But right now we're still tourists, and for the Netherlands we're officially traveling long term, so we're kind of nomads right now, in a good way. Our business is set up elsewhere. This is also freedom, but we are talking about the COVID vaccine, which will be reality for everyone in a way. I'm actually very curious if they will make it happen to make it mandatory. I'm like you, I'm waiting and listening and just see what's gonna happen. And I decided that when the time is there, that they make that like a rule, or that everyone has to be vaccinated, otherwise you cannot do this. Like, there's stories in Israel, for example. I heard that because there's a lot of Israeli people living here. It's very international here. You cannot go enter a shop if you cannot show your vaccination passport. So they were very intense with that, very strict. There is countries such as Costa Rica. You don't even need to be COVID tested negatively to enter Costa Rica. So that's two different worlds, right? The Netherlands, lots of restrictions. I am from the Netherlands, but mandatory vaccinations, no. Not in the countries that I have been to or where I come from. So let's all wait and keep each other posted. How about that? The TCO times, that's a big heads up. So if you ask me any practical stuff and you wonder where do you get your information from, Muriel, this is the official website, https://ticotimes.net. That's literally your daily news channel to hear important news. Not so much important news. To hear the news, Costa Rica news of today. So because we're still in a pandemic and a lot of people and businesses are affected, I decided to make a video about it today because I still receive a lot of questions. Also, everyone who is still wishing me good health after getting COVID, thank you. I'm reading them all. Appreciate it. It really helps that you're always thinking about me. And I'm looking forward to seeing you in my next video. Again, if you think you like my video with a thumbs up, share my video, and especially reply below if you have anything to add, any thoughts you want to share, anything you want to ask. I will always get back to the replies below. And yeah, if you're thinking about moving to Costa Rica, I wrote a book, 7 Steps to Move to Costa Rica. You find all info below my video, world of information in the description. And I am looking forward to meeting you one day in Costa Rica, because I believe Costa Rica is amazing to travel. Costa Rica travel was amazing, and moving to Costa Rica is amazing. I've done it. I'm excited. Who knows? We're gonna meet one day. Bye for now. This was Muriel.